walk you through how to sell a product or coaching package in under 5 minutes. This is a strategy that I use, rinse and repeat, and it works all the time. And in fact, this is a snippet from a masterclass that I ran, but it was so good, I did not want you to miss out. So before you dive in, if you run a business or you have an audience and you would like help scaling so that you are bringing in recurring profits, make sure you check out the link below this video and schedule your call with me. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's dive into secret number 2, how to sell a product or coaching package in under 5 minutes, 24/7, even if it's priced at 5K and above, using my bingo storytelling formula. So I love this quote, and it says, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be in business. Nope, I wanted to be an actress, right? Some of you know that that is my background. I wanted to act, and I did. I went to drama school, did a lot of that, on TV, theater, film, radio, all of that good stuff. But I fell into business, and the first business I helped to get to 7 figures was actually a brick and mortar business. It was a family business. But as successful as it was, number one, it wasn't my business. Number two, I didn't really have the work-life balance that I wanted. So I knew that I had something to sell, and I started to geek out on webinars. And I started running my own webinars. I first started out my first coaching niche in the daycare space, as I mentioned. I started running webinars, and I would live stream, and lots of people would jump onto my webinars. And at the end of my webinars, I'd have the most amazing feedback. They would say, Pam, we loved it. We learned so much. Guess how many sales I would generate? A whopping 0. I'd go back again, run webinars again, generate 0 sales. And I started to get fed up, and I started to think this whole business thing is probably not for me. One day, I decided to let me do it one last time and see if it works. Maybe I'm not doing this webinar thing correctly. I learned about the perfect webinar, discovered people like Russell Brunson, and, bought webinar scripts and redid my entire slide deck. The day of the webinar was supposed to run at 7:30 p.m. At 7:32, I am nervous. I'm sitting behind my laptop on Zoom, and I'm nervous, and I'm, not wanting to go live. And so I took myself into it, and I go 3, 2, 1, I go live. I open the webinar and I go, hello, everybody, welcome. It is so good to have you. And I'm in my element. My slides are moving. I am going. And about 20 minutes into the webinar, I decided, let me just check the chat. Let me see what is going on in the chat. Maybe they have a lot of great feedback for me. Maybe they're loving this webinar. I opened the chat, and to my surprise, all I could see was, we can't see your slides. Your webinar is not working. This webinar is broken. We can't see anything. I was mortified. Right there and then, I felt like the ground should open and swallow me up. I'm not very techie. So I start to apologize. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Let me try and fix this. And that's why I always have a second device, because of that situation. I couldn't work it out. And as I'm doing it, people are leaving the presentation, and my confidence is literally disappearing bit by bit by bit. And I'm looking at the numbers, and instantly we have like 9 people, then 11 people, then 10 people remaining on this webinar. And I remember thinking to myself, Pam, you have 2 options. You can either just quit and just, call it a day and just never do this again, or you can just talk to them and forget about the slides. So I decided to do that. I went from stories to story to story. I just started telling stories, just talking. And as I'm talking, somebody then posts in the chat and says, but what is your program? What is it that you actually help people with? So I go, oh, well, help people with such and such, and I explain my program. I say, it's £2,000 to work with me. Instantly, I was like, Pam, that was such a mistake, because on my slides, it's supposed to be 1,500. But I thought, they've never bought from you before. They will never buy. Finished the webinar, added my PayPal link in there, closed the presentation, and left. Within 24 hours of this webinar, I had made my first 6 sales of £12,000 for this. So what is the bottom line? If you can tell stories well, you can 10x your revenue. It is storytelling. It's not about the bells and whistles. It is the persuasion in your videos, in your presentation, in your offers, on your sales space that allows it to convert. If you can tell stories well, you can build any business. Now, why is this important? The lucrative sales system works because of the storytelling in the videos. Why is this important? If you use storytelling, you build instant trust with your ideal clients. Using storytelling, you humanize your brand, giving you access. Using storytelling, you build that know, like, and trust instantly. Now, how do you implement this? Well, I came up with a storytelling structure that I now use in all of our sales videos. It is called Bingo, and the B stands for big problem, the I stands for intensify the problem, N stands for give them the new opportunity, and the G stands for give the call to action, and O stands for over deliver. This is the structure that we use and teach for all of our video sales letters, all of the sales page, the copy that you clicked on, the reason why you're here. It was created using this structure. So big problem, intensify the problem, new opportunity, give the call to action, and over deliver. Now, where can you use this? Paid ads, sales videos, webinars, blog posts, live events, on a sales call, every area within your lucrative sales system. Now, this is Michelle, and she posted this after using what I have just shared with her. She said, I can testify to this. I came to your workshop, created 3 tier of my HR toolkit, and I've sold 3 already. I haven't even launched it yet. This is just organically. Now, these are some of the videos that you might have seen. Every single thing that you see, it begins with the bingo formula. And if you master this formula, you can create sales videos that convert over and over and over again. In fact, this 3-minute video is the video on the sales page on our ads that brought in 65K in 35 days. This is the power of using storytelling in your video sales letters. It leads to conversions. Now, this is another lady that attended one of our programs, and she says, Pam, you're a genius. My funnel is filling like mad. I'm getting phone numbers. People are contacting me from way back when because of the messaging that she had put out. This is Ken, who did our program, and he posted this, sent me these stats, and his sales system actually converted better than mine. Actually, he got better results than me. I was so embarrassed. Better results than me. He launched and got 419 conversions. If you imagine the structure that I showed you earlier, I based that on 100 sales. He received 419 sales and a 45% conversion of his sales system because he absolutely nailed it. And this was his video. I'm not going to be playing it. This is another offer that he did. He made 15K from his high ticket offer in 5 days and over 700 sales in the 4 weeks following. So that was secret number 2. How to sell a product or coaching package in under 5 minutes, 24/7, even if it's priced at over 5K. Thank you so much for watching. I know that you got value from that. If you have already scheduled your call, make sure that you've put it in your calendar because we will be waiting, ready to help you to build and scale. However, if you're watching this, but you haven't yet scheduled your call, you have one last opportunity to do so, and the link is below this video. I'll see you on the call.